Hey man, how you doing? Sorry about that. I had to get a drink of water. My throat was sore. My throat's got a sore today. I might have swine flu. Who knows? I guess there's no time to smile, really. 'Cause, I mean, you've got me thinking too now. You got me thinking about regrets now and things I regret in my past. And I'm sitting here with my water, sitting here thinking about my regrets. I think if I would go back in time and change things, I guess I wouldn't really change anything. I'm living a pretty good life right now, well, sort of. Maybe I'll go back in life just to change back how I was during elementary school because I did not pay attention there. But that's not even one of the things I'm really worried about because I'm still doing okay. But I also want to answer your question that you posted at the end of your at the end of the second part of your of your video. You know what I'm talking about. The second part of your video that you made about regret. Can't you say that? Anyways, YouTube is a place, where you can come and have a good time. But as a vlogger, it's both. The place where you can come and have a good time, have some fun experiences, and also, speak your mind. Whether it be happy, joyful, or if it be angry or glad. Or sad. Whatever the overtone might be. Don't be afraid to just speak your mind. That's a great thing about YouTube. That gives you the opportunity to get some things off your chest if you feel like it. I've got good friends like me around to comment on your videos and rate 5 stars and watch the whole thing like I did your last video. Just let you know. Gosh, I'm telling you about. Got me thinking about a couple of regrets. Since you had the courage to tell your story, I'm going to tell 2 of my stories about regret. Then I remember there was this kid, he lived down the street from me. And then I wasn't really friends with him, but we were okay. There was this other kid who lived next door to me, who was more manipulative. Got that out. He's very manipulative, and he really, manipulated me to do things I really didn't want to do, or things I weren't proud of. He really did, get me in trouble a lot as a child. I gotta think back on it. I was so friendly with the kid. Oh yeah, that's right. He was the neighbor. I had to be. My mom told me so. But anyways, I remember this kid who lived way down the street who he would bully constantly, and I never stood up for him at all. And even at some rare moments, I even got joined in. That's the part I regret most, though. Probably is I even joined in sometimes. And I just thought, hey, that's what friends did. They just poked fun at each other sometimes. But how my neighbor did it was just ridiculous. Literally. I remember the neighborhood bully down the street who lived on the next road over made friends with with the manipulative neighbor I had. And soon enough, we stopped being friends. Me and my neighbor, we stopped being friends. Me and my friend who was manipulative, we stopped being friends, and we started feuding about 5th grade maybe, till literally high school. Yeah, and so the person who stood by me when I needed a friend, was the kid I never stood up for. Why? I'll never know. But him and his brother were better friends to me than that kid ever was, than my neighbor kid ever was. And I regret, not standing up for him when I had the chance, but I actually had the chance to redeem myself. He came up to my door, literally just pounding on it, and I said, hey, sorry, dude, I can't let you in. My mom says no. And I felt really bad, because, someone was obviously freaking him out, but I just thought he was playing games, So he's known to do that. But sure enough, out of the corner of my eye, out of the window, I see the neighborhood bully from down the street. In my yard. Now, mind you, back in school, back in elementary school, I was the kid. This kid didn't have the cojones to even stand up to even ask me for money. He did once, and I knocked his rear end down. I just, dude, hey, no, you're not getting no money out of me. 1, because I'm cheap. 2, I'm not going to give in. I just never was that type of person. But seriously though, he tried once, and that was it. He just backed off after that. I leaned into him. I told him, hey, you're not taking my money, man. If you don't like it, you can try to take it from me. I put it in my fist, man. I'm ready to fight. I was a scrapper back in school, I'm telling you. And I was a big kid too. I mean, not just big around. I mean, I actually wasn't too big around. Actually, I was actually pretty more fit back in elementary school. But then again, who wasn't back in elementary school? But yeah, I mean, I was a scrapper. I mean, I was tough. I really knew how to stand my ground, and nobody messed with me. Of course, you had the occasional, what hole who would sit there, like, say sly comments like, let's blew that off. But anyways, I'm gonna turn off this music if you don't mind. This is actually kind of bugging me. Well, the song's almost over anyway. You pretty much heard the whole song. But anyways, literally, well, anyways, I see that kid coming up to my house, up to my door, to push around my guest. Oh, hell no. So then I opened up the door, and I said, hey, man, I swear I did not know he was out there. I'm sorry, you know. And I pat him on the back and says, I'll take care of it. And sure enough, I went out. I mean, then he stood out outside my front yard, and like shouting out, like, "You come on out here!" I forget the kid's name, but you come on out here right now, or I'm gonna come in there. It says, and I swear, I just got on my shoes, and actually, I don't even remember. I just probably just threw on a shirt, and I just went straight on out there. Man, I'm telling you, man, I was a mad person. I mean, you got me angry, you knew it. I mean, nobody here has ever really seen me angry. Now, I may play angry, like when I'm playing a rant or something on here on YouTube, but you've never seen me angry. I can really lean into a guy. And my dad, who's twice my size, I scared the hell out of him once. Oh yeah, well, that's a story for another day. Anyways, I mean, I scared the hell out of my father once, and that's no joke. Anyways, and everybody was, I mean, I scared the hell out of everybody in that house that one day, but it's another story. But it was a funny story. I'll tell you that later. But anyways, but I leaned into this kid. I says, man, you get off of my lawn, or I'm gonna throw you off of my lawn. I'm gonna throw you in the damn ditch. And oh man, he was like, oh, I don't believe you'll do it. Sure enough, I grabbed him up by the man. Sure enough, I grabbed him up. The only thing that stopped me from doing that was that my mom pulled up in the last minute. And oh my goodness, I'm telling you, my mom, and he took off running like a scolded dog. I mean, and literally he did. And my mom was like, what the hell's going on here? I says, well. And so, and I sat down with my friend there, and we talked, we chatted it up. But yeah, I mean, I regret, though, the regret I have out of that whole thing is that I did not throw, well, one thing, I didn't throw that commie off, but off my lawn. But the second thing was that, I mean, I really, never stood up for him before like that. Oh, anyways, and then another story I got to tell you is a bit shorter. Bear with me. Take a drink of my swig here. Don't worry, it's water. Anyways, another story. I remember back years ago, not even too long ago. It was probably about freshman, probably junior, not even just junior, but sophomore, freshman or sophomore year in high school, ninth or 10th grade. My sister had a friend that always used to come on over. I mean, he was like, I don't know, about 6, maybe 7 years old. And I mean, let me start by saying, if I knew what I know now back when I was a teenager, I would not have this regret to this day. But this kid, I mean, honestly, his dad used to live up. I mean, they used to live up the street from me. Actually, right across from the street where that kid used to get made fun of all the time. Yeah, he would always come over, and he would just always come on over to play with my sister or something. But one day my sister was gone, and he wouldn't want to go home. Shucks, I mean, I didn't really care. He just walks on in like he always does. I mean, we were late. I was laid back, and so was my sister, and my whole family pretty much. When it came down to come knocking on the door, hey, if you're a friend, come on in. Your family. But anyways, I have to make a part two of this. But anyways, yeah, I mean, he came up to the door one day, and he just walked right on in like he usually does, and he came in my room saying, "Where's Megan?" I says, "Oh, she's not here, man. You have to come back later." He's like, "Can I stay?" I says, "Well, man, I don't think so, because I was working with children now for 4, maybe 5 years then, and I says, I don't think so, man. I mean, I don't think it's very cool if you say. I mean, I don't mind, but I mean, how would your dad mind?" He's like, "Well, he won't care," and I says, I don't know, man. And so, I mean, I was very nervous. I was always very cautious about that type of thing. I mean, I don't want it any. I mean, one thing that kid could say, just boom, my reputation's gone. But I didn't realize. But I just thought, oh shucks, I'm gonna have to do another part two. Look out for part two. I'll be back.